Hey everybody, this is Claire, and this is Small Joyful Things. As always, I go to thrift stores or estate sales, or sometimes I buy things from Craigslist, and I'm always looking for things that I personally find interesting, or I think that you would find interesting. And then I bring them home, try and find out as much as I can about them, and then tell you guys about them. So here's what I've got to say. I have this rather interesting wine jug in a lovely colour, and it's even got to the trouble of actually spelling out that it's about wine. How nice. So it has this really nice kind of light green grey glaze. It shows up quite green on the camera. In person it has a little bit more of an olive tone to it. This, I have to say, is exactly as it looks, and it looks incredibly nice. Like it's got a very kind of a rich colour to it. It has a few dings, unfortunately. Not that they don't, not that they really kind of say anything about it. And if you put our fingers inside, the inside feels like it's glazed, so I'm assuming that it's something that's actually intended to be used for wine. I can say this much, it's actually holding it and pouring like this, it feels very usable. It feels like a very kind of usable wine jug, basically. Definitely very much like it was designed to be poured out of. Which is really nice, because a lot of the time when you see a lot of these decorative vessels, essentially you can't really do anything but put them on a shelf and admire them. They're not actually practical. Not in this case, this is actually practical. So I bought this in a thrift store for $4, and basically just because I really liked it. And I picked it up and I felt that feeling, that heft of the movement, and how it, that essentially that movement of pouring was a very kind of a natural one for this. And I thought that is a well-made piece of pottery, and I definitely think that warrants a second look. As it happens, we've got a mark on it, which is lovely. We have nothing else on the base, and we will get to that. I'm just going to measure it up. It is 9 inches tall and about 6 inches across, and kind of eyeballing a bit, about 3 inches wide. Come on. There we go. Right. All right. So apart from it being a wine jug and everything, exactly what's going on with it, and essentially everything it gets told is the mark. Tremar UK. That is a chalk mark. Got a bit of fuzz on the base. So that basically tells us straight up, okay, that all we need to do is just go Googling, obviously, for that company. And thankfully we do get a nice bit of information about them. Yep, here we go. So here we go. Building a studio pottery for Tremar Pottery. Tremar is a village 2 miles north of Liskeard in eastern Cornwall. In the early 1960s, Roger and Doreen Burkett set up Tremar Pottery. So at the very least, we know that this is vintage. This was actually made, this is actually art pottery. It was made in a studio by an actual potter, not something mass produced. And obviously it has their chalk mark on it. And in Cornwall in the UK. Lovely. So apparently Roger Burkett was essentially the main potter. He produced hand-thrown domestic ware that sold well, especially to summer tourists who visited the pottery studio, presumably. By the mid-70s, they were operating from 3 sites. Production had changed to mainly moulded wares, and the Burkett saw that there was good market for collectibles. Now, here's the thing. I've been looking over this, all right, and you can see that there's almost a faint line here. You can see that there as well, that faint line. That's key. I think that this is from the 1970s when they started doing molded ware. Now it says here that they did a lot of things about collectibles. They did like small animals, vehicles, people, boats, buildings, the imitation of the boxes, where buyers collect the whole set, the forerunners of actual collectibles. And they went out of business in the mid-80s. A combination of various economic factors that caused the demise of the company. Yep, unfortunate. But if we just take a quick, what are we doing? Here's a quick look. Here's some examples of their wine jugs. Now you can see that this one would originally had a cork, and obviously it's long gone in this case. I'm assuming it would be quite simple for someone to actually go and replace it as literally just a cork. But this also gives us some idea of all the things that they would have done, which is like, that is serious business. That is a lot of wine. It's possible that this actually came with an entire set of these lovely cups as well. Unfortunately, I did not see the cups at all. I only saw the very nice jar. But that's what the cup would have looked like with that nice incised design on it, or kind of raised design. It kind of matches that. Very nice, kind of a rustic kind of style of thing. I'm actually pretty sure they might be popular now. Dry sherry. I kind of like the idea that it's like you just essentially have these, you have these amazing kind of bottles or whatever, and it just says straight on them like a big embossed letters. Here's what's actually in them: wine, sherry, rum, vodka. But if we just skip around here, go back. Here we go. So here's some examples of other things that they did, especially, I'm going to be careful now, especially their animal figurines. And you can see that they did a lot of this little, like these tiny little birds. There's the hippos. That one looks like a lion, and I can't quite tell what that is, but there you go, there it goes up. And then these little like little figurines of people. And someone has a whole collection there. That's amazing. I saw this a few times and I have to say it's absolutely beautiful. If I had actually seen this, I would have absolutely bought it, like, over this one, I have to say. But this will give you some examples. Like, it's very lovely, high quality pottery. I especially like this line design on the teapot. It's very nice, very mid-century, I think. So having said all of that, like, what is this actually worth? Again, paid $4 for it. What does Tremar Pottery actually sell for? So let's go over to eBay. That's not correct. Come on. Here we go. Yeah. So Tremar wine jugs. No exact matches found, but what have we got sold in the last 3 months? And basically, here you go. We've got one set, not a whole lot, and then we have two that sold for like not great money, but it's shipping from the United Kingdom. So 22 is going to be about 17 US, I think, and maybe $10 US. Not a whole lot. What? Here we go. Okay, let's try it again. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see my eBay account. There we go. Mostly because I don't actually sell anything. I'm not great at that. I sell more on Etsy. Go figure. Okay, so this is actually what's actually been sold for Tremar Pottery in the last 90 days. And you can see that there is something of a market. It's not a very large market, but people are definitely into their little figurines, at least. Some kind of decent prices there, but just not, you know, an exceptional amount of money. I would say what I will probably be doing is, because this is actually quite big and it's going to be kind of annoying to ship, I will probably put this up on Etsy. I will sell it for, I'm going to say maybe $20 Canadian with the shipping on top of that, so maybe $35 in total. And for that, I will ship it anywhere in North America. So yeah, I hope that someone will kind of like it. To be honest, like the practicality of this and the stylishness of it, I'm pretty sure that someone is going to like it. Really, all they're going to need to do is just get a cork for it. And for this, you could very easily use it as like a water pitcher and absolutely confuse your guests because it says wine on it. But, you know, anyway, this is my small joyful thing for the day. Hope you guys like it as well. Thanks very much for watching.